The following is an excerpt from this week's Eye-Opener report. The full report is now available for viewing by subscribers of BoilingFrogsPost.com. This report will be made available to the general public in 3 weeks' time. Welcome. This is James Corbett of the Corbett Report with your Eye-Opener report for BoilingFrogsPost.com. For centuries, the image of the family farmer has been as iconic a piece of Americana as baseball and apple pie. Rugged and independent, the farmer still represents in the minds of many those true ideals of American individualism that the country was based on, with Thomas Jefferson's ideal of the yeoman farmer providing for him the ideal citizen for the fledgling American Republic. Even now, after the virtual extinction of the family farm model in the corporate agribusiness paradigm, long after the American population shifted from predominantly rural and agrarian to predominantly urban and corporate, there is still the ideal of the farmer, dedicated to a life of hard, honest work, growing the food upon which we all rely. What an indictment of modern-day America, then, that it sits by while a federal agency appoints itself over the remaining few organic family farmers, presuming to come between those farmers and their customers, telling people what they can and cannot eat, and even raiding farms that dare to resist, with guns drawn.
Welcome to America.
Federal agents and fully armed local police teamed up for a major raid in Venice, California, but it wasn't drugs they were looking for.
What they proceeded to do was take about 800 gallons of raw milk and pour it down the kitchen sink.
This week's raid is the latest battle between Rawson Foods, an organic food co-op, and health officials. The Food and Drug Administration says that they are protecting people from the health risks of drinking unpasteurized milk. But members of Rawson sign a waiver saying they'll take that risk.
Raw milk doesn't have lactose intolerance, it doesn't have allergies, where pasteurized milk has lots of lactose intolerance and lots of allergies.
Despite that, the operator, James Stewart, and 2 others were arrested and are facing several charges, including conspiracy and processing milk without pasteurization.
Although the recent Rawson Foods raids have garnered national and even international attention for their senseless violence and the in-your-face nature of the armed FDA operation, these raids were by no means the first such raids conducted by the FDA in the name of keeping the world safe from raw milk. In 2006, police officers and agricultural officials involved in a sting operation arrested Gary and Don Oakes of 00 Farms on suspicion of selling raw milk. Some of the shareholders in the Oakes cow share program were physically restrained at the scene, kept from retrieving the milk from their own cows, and repeatedly told to shut up and stay out of the way while officers browbeat Gary, who was later sent to hospital. In 2008, 6 Pennsylvania state troopers and a Pennsylvania DOA official trespassed onto the farm of Mark Nolt, a Wenger Mennonite dairyman, confiscating over $20,000 worth of his products and equipment and forcibly arresting Mr. Nolt for selling raw milk without a license. In 2010, Bloomington raw milk consumer Ray Lynn Sandvig had her home raided by police and was threatened with prosecution by the Minnesota DOA for acting as a distribution point for raw milk from a local farmer. Many other such incidents continue to take place across the United States, often in localities like California, where the sale of raw milk is perfectly legal. You've been watching an excerpt of this week's Eye-Opener report. To continue watching the report, please log into BoilingFrogsPost.com.